Salutations! Time for another support video. Today we're looking at how to write conclusion paragraphs when you are doing a 5-paragraph essay. So let's start with the components that are necessary. Now you're always going to start your conclusions with a concluding cue. And I'll do a list of the common ones here. Okay, so these are the members of that list. And just get things lined up the way we like it here. Takes a second here. There we go. So notice that all of them are just basically indicating that you're starting the end of your essay. Now, conclusion paragraphs have their own purpose. So the purpose of a conclusion paragraph is first to restate your core thesis that was discussed in the essay. So it's basically a restatement in new words of your thesis from the beginning of your paper. That's the first sentence. So the next thing you're going to want to do is next you will write 2 to 3 what I like to call expanding sentences. Now these sentences have a very specific goal as well. These sentences should try to relate your topic to a wider context. And perhaps you're going to make connections that would help your overall final message to apply to a bigger picture. So we see that there's those useful grammar tips that come into play here. All right, and then at the very end, you want to have a final sentence which presents your final insight. These are sometimes called capstone statements, or it can be a call to action. And again, that's just a way to powerfully conclude everything. It kind of circles back around and ties everything off in a bow. And so if you look at this, you'll notice very quickly that in essence it's a reverse reflection of what we do in our introduction. So if we were going to write a conclusion for the essay that we've been using as our demonstration for this particular set of support videos, let's go ahead and do that. Good. Now remember, so you can see that what I've done there is following the plan that we've laid out ahead. Now in our actual APA standards, we do need to make it a double-spaced setting for our paragraphs. Okay, so now we've arrived at this capstone statement. Okay, so there we go. And you'll notice that basically we might want to add one more sentence here, but we've incorporated all of the core ideas. We kind of did a bit of a restatement here. This is a bit of a longer sentence. Let's see how many words we ended up with. Now, when you're doing this type of a project for an in-class essay, it's currently at 83 words. So that is a touch thin. Let's see if we can think it through. So sometimes it does take a second. You need to kind of breathe and just see if the ideas are going to come up. Okay, great. And then maybe we want to go over here to thesaurus.com, as we usually do when we're not sure if we've selected the best word. We can check out the synonyms. Okay, there's some good ones here. Conservation, preservation, safeguard, shelter, stability. I like it. So in this case, I'm actually going to go with conservation. I think that's another solid choice. Okay, so now let's check again. How many words did we come up with? And not that the word count's the most important thing, but 98, that's better than 83. So we'll just make a final note. For conclusion paragraphs in an in-class essay, your goal should be, let's say, 90 words to 150 words. Okay, right on. So there you go. I'll leave that right there, and you can review the video and check exactly how I develop those ideas. Now remember, we're trying to follow these points when we execute a paragraph like this. Excellent.